So just after 10 o'clock, our dispatch center received multiple 911 calls of shots fired inside the church behind me, 2003 Main Street. As you can imagine, it was a dynamic response by patrol. They entered the church immediately, searched for suspects or victims. Once that happened, they were met with about 150 to 200 people that were inside the church, determined to be attending a funeral. There were no victims located in the church. While on scene, a female arrived at an area hospital suffering from what is described as a non-life-threatening graze-type injury, most likely from a gunshot wound. About half an hour later, a male showed up with a stab wound. We know that there was gunfire inside the church, multiple rounds inside. There's some gunfire outside of the church, multiple rounds. Property damage inside the church. Thank God nobody was killed. This is going to be a dispute between a family-type dispute. This was not an attack on the church in any way. This was, what we're learning, was an argument inside that turned physical, that turned into a melee, that turned violent. So, by the grace of God, no one lost their lives in there today, and that's where we are so far.
So this happened inside the church with
Correct.
more than 100 people
Correct.
attending a funeral service.
Correct.
And there was a dispute between a woman and a man.
I'm not saying that, between family members. So
Family
there was an
members.
argument that turned physical, that turned violent.
And is there a death here?
There's a funeral, yes, it's a funeral.
No, I mean for the two people who are.
No, nobody died from the incident that happened today.
How serious are the injuries with the two people?
I'm hearing non-life threatening. So again, the gunshot wound we believe is a graze wound. The stab wound I'm hearing right now, non-life threatening.
Was the funeral involving, and I don't know if you know this necessarily, but involving another street shooting or
No.
street violence?
No.
Okay.
And then what you'll be here today. Obviously, this was a scary moment for people inside the church. I mean, talk to
yes.
them. What are they telling
Yeah,
you?
we're talking to lots of people. I mean, as you can imagine, you're attending a funeral and this happened. So yeah, a lot of people alarmed. Thank God nobody was killed.
And it's not unusual to have shootings in Hartford, but certainly very unusual to have this kind of incident.
I would say so.
Okay.
Questions?
Do we know what caused the fight?
With the argument?
Again, it was an argument between family members that turned violent. Okay, I don't know what the argument. We have lots of people to talk to. This is still early. We have a lot of interviews to do. We do have people secure. We have 2 firearms that we have secured. That's all I'll get into as far as that goes. But we believe that we have most people accounted for. We don't believe there's any outstanding victims.
What time was the service?
I don't know what time the service started, but we got here at 10 o'clock.
And were there people running out of the building? I mean, what was happening?
Very chaotic response, as you can
Did
imagine.
anybody get hurt when people were coming out of the building?
Nothing serious.
But
No.
they all ran. They heard the shots
Correct.
fired. There were several shots fired inside this church. Wow. Okay.
When you say family members, you mean within the same family or different families?
All right. Thank
People inside the church. It was a funeral.
Yeah.
Both are in the hospital now. Both are
Yeah.
expected to survive.
Correct.